The Brainwavz Jives is one of my favorite earphones under $100. And this is a great surprise considering that they can be had for about $28 to $30. And let's find out why. Now, before we start this review, I want to thank Brainwavz for sending these Jives out for review. And I'm going to put links in the description below to my full written review over on Head5, which really gets into the nitty and gritty parts of these earphones, as well as various other links that you can find out more information about them. So I hope you check those links out. But without further ado, let's get started. For a $30 earphone, the Jives are very nicely built with the fully metal housing, which feels very nice and smooth, very small and unobtrusive, and also has a metal nozzle, so this is really good against resisting daily wear and tear. The earphones also have a very nice strain relief here exiting the housing. And a few inches down from the left side, you can see there is the smartphone compatible remote. You can get the iOS version for Apple users or the Android version for you Android users out there. And for Android users, this is a really nice addition or a very nice introduction to the market, because there's not many earphones out there that are Android compatible with the volume controls. So I definitely appreciated that, being an Android user myself. The top half of the cable here is very supple, but it is a little bit thin for my liking. But again, it's resistant towards tangling, so it doesn't get in the way. It also has a cable cinch here, and it has a really beefy Y-shaped split here, really nicely made. Bottom half of the cable is very nicely made with a very thick sheathing, and it has a 45-degree angled jack here. Again, very rugged and very heavy duty, and it has a little bit of an indent here, so you can easily plug these in and pull these out of your player seamlessly and easily. So overall, build quality wise, the Jives are superb for their price. In terms of comfort, the Jives have a more of a shallow fitting design, which makes these earphones very comfortable for everyday usage, so you don't have to shove them deep into your ear at all. It's never going to have that kind of irritation to your ear canal. And because they fit shallowly, you can easily insert them and pull them out at a moment's notice, which is again great for practical for everyday situations when you need to hear an announcement or you need to talk to a friend really quickly next to you, and you don't have to fuss around with making sure that these earphones fit in a certain way. They're just very effortless in terms of fit. In terms of isolation, these earphones are a completely sealed design, so they block out external noises quite well. And I would say that these earphones are good enough for commuting purposes if you're going to be using them in that application. But moving on into sound, which is the best aspect of these earphones by far. The Jives are really kind of an eye-opener for me, because they have easily become one of my favorite earphones under $100. And this is really surprising because they retail for about $28 to $30. And I think that these earphones will compete well with headphones or earphones double the price of them. So they're very competent, and I think that in terms of sound signature, I would say it's a sort of a balanced sound signature. But that said, it does not mean it's neutral. The bass, so starting from the bass here is slightly elevated over neutral, which gives and has a little bit more emphasis in the mid bass, with good extension down low as well, with the bass response that's punchy, but at the same time not overly dominant, and it doesn't ever cause any sort of bass guitar or drums to jump out of the recording and kind of interfere with the rest of the track. The mid-range here is really nicely balanced comparison to the bass and the treble. The upper mid-range is a little bit more emphasized, so this gives female vocals more energy, a little bit more excitement, and pops out of the track a little bit more. However, the drawback of this is that for some users, they might find that the upper mid-range or female vocals can sound a little bit too sharp to them. So this is really kind of up to personal preference, but personally I do prefer the tuning of this because it makes the mid-range clean and clear, something that's not common at this price range. Now moving on into the treble here has decent extension, not great, but the treble remains free of any sort of edge or any sort of severe peaks or such. So this earphone is just a really nice overall sound package. In conclusion, I'm really jiving with my Brainwavz Jives. Sorry for the pun. But this the Jives, in all seriousness, you can get the Android version if you're an Android user. You can get the iOS version if you're an iOS user. So you can take calls on the go, adjust the volume, skip and play, and do a bunch of media controls with these earphones. And at the same time, they have a very practical and effortless fit, which is great, again, for the average everyday consumer. And they have a sound signature that is very refreshing at this price range, and can easily hold up with earphones twice the price, if not more. So I hope you enjoyed this review of the Brainwavz Jives. If you enjoyed it, definitely like and subscribe to this video and channel. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.